that plays ingeniously upon the conventions of the mystery thriller, here inflected towards those of the Hammer horror movie. This is, of course, The Wicker Man, 1973, for British Lion Productions, directed by Robin Hardy. Now, this, inflection towards Hammer horror is a reference confirmed by the presence of both Christopher Lee and Ingrid Pitt. Now, Edward Woodward, best remembered today for his television appearances as the Equalizer, plays an upright, devout Christian policeman who arrives via seaplane to investigate the case of a missing child at an isolated island community known as Summer Isle. The residents at Summer Isle practice the old pagan religion and greet this Christian copper with mockery and hostility. Though one of the peculiar locals, played by Brett Eklund, known as Willow, eventually tries to seduce him. Christopher Lee, who plays Lord Summerisle, the community's leader, is ostensibly helpful and speaks of the island's pagan worship of the gods of nature as arising from their dependence on the soil. Woodward, the Christian cop, begins to suspect that the locals have conspired to kidnap the missing girl for a pagan May Day rite of spring ritual sacrifice. Little does he know that they have a much more diabolical plan in mind. Woodward soon finds that he has been led into an elaborate trap, and the police sergeant, an adult male virgin, is the perfect sacrifice that the islanders had in mind. And as the movie ends, Woodward is burned alive inside the island's giant Wicker Man totem. The film not only recapitulates in a more expansive vein the themes of several Hammer horror movies of the 1960s, but anticipates those of several subsequent horror movies. The Wicker Man operates on a considerably more sophisticated level than most horror genre films, and certainly deserves to be ranked as among the most inventive contributions to the genre ever made. The Wicker Man, in a way, is a combination of Horror Hotel from 1960, in which Christopher Lee played the head of a satanic cult, combined with a little-known thriller called Doom Watch from 1972. In Doom Watch, a London doctor comes alone to a secluded fishing village to investigate the effects of pollution in surrounding fishing areas, and the island's residents hide a deep, dark secret. The Wicker Man infuses elements from both of these movies into its own. Summer Isle is filled with eccentric and offbeat characters, as well as a mannerly megalomaniac, Christopher Lee, and humor gently tempers the film's morbidity. When the Christian cop Edward Woodward finally solves his mystery, he is, ritually sacrificed for his efforts. And the islanders seem to be friendly, while they actually lead him to his ritual death. On the surface, Summer Isle's paganism is a joyous celebration of nature, and paganism's crueler aspects are hidden under a shroud of joviality that is full of mirth, bawdy songs, dancing, parades, a pageantry of colors and flowers, not to mention beautiful, sexually liberated women. Lord Summerisle, Christopher Lee, seems like a benevolent leader. It is only when he actually carries out the terrible ritual death, burning Sergeant Howie, Edward Woodward, and the animals in the gigantic Wicker Man in order to appease the gods, that we see just how religiously crazed Lord Summerisle, Christopher Lee, actually is. In most horror films, Christianity triumphs over paganism, but not this time. As Sergeant Howie, Edward Woodward becomes a Christian martyr, which amuses Christopher Lee, Lord Summerisle, to no end. Now, every episode in the movie along the way is presented with tongue firmly in cheek, which makes the ritual human sacrifice, the ritual death inside the Wicker Man, all the more horrifying and unnerving. We have stopped smiling, and what was once amusing earlier in the movie is no longer funny. The Wicker Man is brightly and brilliantly photographed by Harry Waxman, who does a stunning job. And the screenplay by Anthony Schaefer from his own novel is first rate, as is Robin Hardy's direction. The Wicker Man sadly was criminally mismarketed and unjustly neglected upon its release. The movie was actually shelved for 2 years by its distributor, British Lion, and drastically edited by Studio Hatchetmen. 20 minutes of Christopher Lee's finest performance ever was expunged from the movie, and Ingrid Pitt's role was also drastically reduced as well. The movie was not released in England until 1975 and did not make the shores of America till 1979 in an even more drastically edited 88-minute version. I was actually at the American premiere of The Wicker Man at the Cinema Village here in New York City. It was in April 1979. And for, horror film fans, as well as the pagan community of New York, it was a major event and a major party. Some audience members were dressed in ceremonial robes, while others actually got naked and placed antlers on their heads. This, of course, wouldn't happen today. The police, the anti-fun police, would be freaking out, and I'm sure they would have put a stop to this. But boy, the premiere of The Wicker Man in New York in April 1979 was really quite a party. Now, my friends and I, we watched the proceedings in wonder and startled amazements, and we also smoked a giant-sized spliff. It was a night I will never forget. Now, Christopher Lee considered Lord Summerisle one of his finest roles, and The Wicker Man was one of his favorite movies. The actor, disgusted with the shelving and butchering of The Wicker Man and fed up with the direction taken by Hammer's Dracula film series, begins to drift away from the horror film genre and starts taking supporting character roles in big-budget action and adventure films like The Three Musketeers for Richard Lester and the James Bond movie, The Man